everybody? It's your boy Icon, and we're here to talk about a little NXT Halloween Havoc. NXT coming at you live from Hershey, Pennsylvania. So we got the chocolate up. That's my favorite theme park, by the way. And is it just me, or did we get two pre-shows? Because they had like a pre-show thing that they were doing where they were talking about the matches, and then at 6:30 they were just like, "Oh, get ready for the countdown." And I'm like, I thought I was just watching the countdown. I'm like, did y'all just have a pre-show for the pre-show? But that was weird. No matches on that pre-show match. I said we had about 5 matches tonight for NXT Halloween Havoc. So let's get started and talk about a little spooky wrestling action. So the first match was the North America Championship with the ruler, Obafemi versus Tony DAngelo and the family. Now, the rules of this, it was actually interesting to see Obafemi in like a weapons match because he usually just fights people straight up. But the rules of the match was supposed to be straight up one-on-one with no interference, no family, just the two of them going one-on-one. But then at the same time, it's a no disqualification match, so at some point during the match, the family showed up, Stax, Rizzo, Caruso, and then there was a moment where Oba kind of took his eye off the prize for a second because he was too busy like focused on Rizzo. And then the Don was able to like sneak him from behind. And then the three of them jumped him. Like he got jumped in front of the referee. Like she hit him in the back of the head with a crowbar. The other two hit the shatter machine and then they put him through a table. And I'm just like, it makes sense because yes, you should not be able to defeat Obafemi like straight up one-on-one, like this man should kill you. But then at the same time, I'm just like, the fact that you needed the entire family after saying you didn't need the family, I'm like, that's bullshit. But whatever. I mean, it's not Obafemi's time. Like, it's time for, the North American Championship to move on to new contenders and new feuds. And maybe that means Obafemi's coming for the Heavyweight Championship pretty soon. But until then, we'll see what happens. Stax and Lorenzo and the Don and everybody, like I said, they cheated to win. And the crowd cheered for it. And we're moving on. We'll see what happens. Maybe Wesley will come out and challenge the Dawn on Tuesday. Who knows? Second match of the night, it was Stephanie Vaquer and Julia versus Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. And I did not realize that this was Cora Jade's first match since he's been back. Because like they had a tag match or something. They said a couple of times that this was her first match back, and I was like, nah, she fought at least once before. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, so the match is actually good. Cora and Roxanne actually wore matching gear. And now that the two of them are back together and Roxanne is the women's champion, like Kanani Jordan better watch her back before they pass the women's North American Championship over to Cora Jade. But no, it was a good match. Like it was definitely a good match, and it was a little like. It wasn't sloppy, but there were like a little hesitancies. But I feel like a lot of the hesitantness is one because of Roxanne Perez's height. The girl's not a prodigy. I'm sorry, and two, like the fact that there's a language barrier with with Julia and with Stephanie Vaquer, because it's like, how do you talk to them when they don't really understand what you're saying? But but in the end, and I thought this was very interesting because Stephanie Vaquer was the one, like, she half painted her face like for Halloween, and she was the one who ended up getting the pin because in the end they pulled off like a double combination move, and Stephanie Vaquer, she was the one who pinned Roxanne Perez. So Julia already got her match. And I guess she's the one feuding with Cora Jade right now. So they're going to have Cora Jade versus Julia one-on-one. And then I guess Stephanie, she's going to be like, oh, I deserve a title match because I pinned the champion. And then she's going to end up fighting Roxanne at the next pay-per-view. But when the match was over, that other girl, the one that was literally walking across the world to get to NXT, I don't know her name. I don't know jack about her. They said she was from the Indies and she got a name change. I don't know who this girl is. But she showed up at the end of the match too, looking all. She looked like Luna Vachon's daughter. That's the that. As soon as when I saw her the first time, like when she came out last week, I was like, yeah, why she look like the daughter of Luna Vachon? But I said she showed up. But I said it was a good tag match, and the plot will be moved along forward. I said now we got to get Cora Jade versus Julia, and then we're gonna get Roxanne Perez versus Stephanie Vaquer, and I look forward to seeing what happens after all this unfolds. And then what followed that up was the ambulance match that nobody wanted. Was Andre Chase versus Ridge Holland. And did we really think Andre Chase was going to win this match? Like, did anybody really give a damn about, like, there was no Chase U. He came out by himself. Ridge Holland broke away from the team, and he has to prove himself as a singles competitor. There was even a moment like when the match was over, I believe Vic Joseph, the announcer, he was like, "Oh, this is the biggest this is the biggest win of Ridge Holland's career," and that's sad. That's very sad to say that. Booker T, however, was on fire because in the women's tag match, Booker T was basically being blatantly in the corner of Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez, more so Roxanne Perez. He called the referee a rookie 50 million times. He was getting on Chase U. He called Andre Chase a con artist. Like Booker, I like Booker T, man. Like I fucks with Booker. Like if you take Booker T off the show, I don't know what we gotta do. But yeah, in the end, they're having an ambulance match for Christ's sake. Ridge Holland put Andre Chase in the ambulance, closed the door, and that's it. Chase U is dead. Like he killed Chase U. They need to move on now because none of them have beaten him one-on-one. The boss lost, so unless they pay Obafemi to come get their revenge, it's a wrap. So like I said, we'll see now. Now that the Chase U thing is out of the way, let's see if Ridge Holland can get some actual competition and he can start fighting real people and build a name for himself. Okay, so the next match was some bullshit, and I was really looking forward to this match, and the amount of cheating that has gone on at this pay-per-view has been mind-boggling. Kalani Jordan in a gauntlet match against Fatal Influence, where Jasmine Nix went first, JC Jane went second, and I thought that was weird because JC Jane is considered like the leader of the group, so why would she go second? And then when it got to the point where she had to fight Fallon Henley because she beat the first two, Vic Joseph kept talking about the fact that, oh, these two used to be friends, they used to be partners, they used to be best friends. And I'm like, yeah, they did team up at Stand and Deliver, but it was just like, once he started with that, I said, yeah, she gonna lose. And then I'm not gonna lie, that was a good idea by Fatal Influence to like put her in a gauntlet match because they got to decide what the match was, but they did my girl dirty though. So, and then she's not gonna win the rematch, and then I'm not upset that Fallon Henley is, the women's North American champion. So I'm actually, I would have preferred it be JC Jane, but I'm perfectly fine with it being Fallon Henley. But we'll see what happens. But I'm just like, if she was going to lose the belt, at least she lost the belt because she got screwed. It's not like she got beat straight up. So, I don't know. She'll be back. Big things in line for Kalani Jordan. Who knows? Maybe she'll challenge Roxanne Perez for the women's title. We'll see what happens on Tuesday on NXT. But, yeah, that's bullshit right there. And then after the match was over, Zarya came out and attacked Fatal Influence and beat them all up. So, that's going to be a thing going forward. Backstage, they announced some other matches. They said that Wendy Chu was going to fight Tatum Paxley on NXT on Tuesday. How did we not do this match at Halloween Havoc? Like, Wendy Chu and Tatum Paxley should have been like the main event of Halloween Havoc. That was a missed opportunity. And I don't even think Halloween itself is even on Tuesday. But anyway, say la vie. So finally, the final match for the NXT Men's Championship in basically a hardcore match. Trick Willy Wonka versus Ethan Page. And of course, like you said, at the end, we whooped that Trick Willy with the trick shot. He used to call it the trick knee. I like when it was called the trick knee, but he hit him with the trick shot. Got the 1-2-3 victory, and Trick Willy Wonka is about to spread that chocolate all over Hershey, Pennsylvania, and then he gets attacked from behind, of course. Ridge Holland, who's been walking around the arena all day, talking shit to people all day. I mean, yeah, it does make the most sense because why would you not attack like the NXT champion because of what you did? Like he needs to get, like I said, he needed to get out of that Chase U shit. So now that he's out of the Chase U thing, he can face Trick Willy for the title. So that'll be good for him. That'll definitely be good for him. But overall, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. Everything worked out. There were some twists and turns and everything, no pun intended. But like I said, you can't complain. I give the show like a solid 8. It was definitely a good event, and thank you for tuning in. Bully Ray then came out to save Trick Williams, so who knows? Maybe Bully Ray will fight. He'll fight Ridge Holland because the next show is going to be an NXT pay-per-view. It's going to be NXT pay-per-view in the old ECW arena. They already announced that what was it? One of the old ECW girls. She's supposed to be the special guest like referee during the match between Lola Vice and Jada Parker. So like I said, so that was pretty cool. But maybe we'll get a tag match. Maybe it'll be Ridge Holland and Ethan Page versus Bubba Ray and Trick Williams, or maybe Bubba Ray will just fight Ethan Page straight up. Like I said, but that was it. Share your thoughts on what you thought about NXT Halloween Havoc. Did you like it? Did you like the fact that it was an actual pay-per-view and not like a show, like a Tuesday show if they dress up like a pay-per-view? Are you okay with a lot of the outcomes of the matches? Because I sure was not happy with what happened to Kalani Jordan. Share your questions, comments, and concerns down below, and we will continue to talk about. So check out my other reviews because I got the Penguin up on my channel. I got Superman and Lois up on my channel. I got Agatha all along. And I'm still doing that Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Check me out all over social media where you can leave your questions, comments, and concerns on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube. And we'll see you on the next one, which will be WWE Crown Jewel. That was it, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Signing off for WWE Halloween Havoc. Look out for the spooky because it's coming in your town. And we're out this. Bitch!